Hello everyone, this is Possessed Robot coming to you with another test server video, and this video has no battle in it. It's just talking about the new changes to the workshop. To Pixonic I say I like some ideas, I don't like others. Let's get into this and see where we're at here. The cost of silver. What do I say? When it comes to those boxes, I say I like it. The amount of components, I don't. The time factor. You give every player a chance from 1 to 3 minutes only. What do I think about the time factor? If it's only 1 to 3 minutes, I'm not sure how. I guess I wasn't fully paying attention to the whole thing, but 1 minute is for less components, 3 minutes is for around 300. Can't you give players an option of having 1, 3, or 5 minutes when it comes to the time factor? 5 minutes giving 500 components for it? Now, as far as the silver, I love the idea. I mean, I'm glad that you lessen the silver, especially for someone like myself who is struggling to even have silver. In my live server account, I've only got like 26 to 30 million silver, and it's been costing me, I can't even upgrade because of how little silver I have. And there's another thing here in these boxes, the speed up, paying gold for that, that's fine, but what are you thinking? I mean, some players can't afford gold, especially with the lack of gold that you've put in the game. Not everybody can afford to buy gold all the time. There are people out there that can't afford to buy $5 or something that play this game. And I just want the option. Pixonic, I would like to have the option, and please do consider this, the option of either gold or the free commercial to speed up one box or more. Please consider that. The free commercial wouldn't be hurting you guys. In fact, it would be gaining players' favor towards you a lot more than what's going on right now. And when it comes to the players' favor, all I gotta say is this: think about the basics of this game, because it seems to me like you've forgotten the basics. At least this is my opinion only. Give players the option of gold or free commercial to speed up one box at a time. At least that way it'll give the players that cannot afford gold the option of speeding it up with commercial. You'd actually be gaining a lot of favoritism from players out there if you did that. And you would be showing every player out there that you're still considering the basics. Players' happiness, players' enjoyment of this game. Now, 300 components for 3 minutes. I like the time factor, but the components, I was hoping it would be like 400 or 500, maybe for 4 or 5 minutes. I mean, if you're basing this whole component thing on time factor as well, meaning 100 or less for 1 minute, or 300 components for 3 minutes, then can you give a third option for like 4 or 5? It's like, say maybe 500 components for 5 minutes. I think a lot of players would love that. Maybe cost a tiny bit more silver, and on the speed up with gold, it would cost a tiny bit more gold, but I think players would also like that too. I know I would. I don't mind if it's a tiny bit, but please think about these options, okay? Yeah, that's my take on this whole part. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love most of the changes he brought to this because it seems extremely a lot better. I mean, you can get these components for a lot faster now, so but the silver, and here's another thing, component conversion. Could you possibly make that less silver? For example, when this whole knob to push the bar all the way up to the top, for the most components that the first robot or weapon, the first box has, switching over to the second, could you possibly have that bar below it, however many components players choose to switch, the more the components, the more it's going to cost around 100,000 silver. The less the components, the less the silver, the cost. Could you possibly do it that way? I think a lot of players would love that idea. And you would really be helping, again, all the players out there. This is what I mean. That bar going up and down, yet the cost of silver doesn't change. Stays at 100,000 silver. Could you possibly have, when it comes to that bar going up or down, the cost of silver goes up or down depending on how many components the player chooses to switch from one robot to another, or one weapon to another. That way it'll show favoritism to the players, and you're not really losing anything. If anything, it helps maintain the balance, you know? All I'm asking, Pixonic, is that you consider it. Please. Many people who play this game would really love it. The time factor on this, what do I think about that? I think it's fine. The only problem I have is with the 100,000 silver. I think it should go, the amount of silver should go up or down depending on how many components the player switches from one box to the next. That's my only concern on that. The only thing I would love to see, and I know many other players out there would love to see, especially those who cannot afford a lot of silver. All I'm asking, Pixonic, is please think about it and please consider it. If not for your sake, at least for the fans that play this game and love it and just want to see a good, decent relationship between us and you guys. Because right now, the way the live server is, a lot of people are definitely upset. They're very angry. I would say the P word, but this is on YouTube, you know? So I'm trying to be a friendly commentator here. To the people out there that watching this is what is coming. Leave me a like if you actually like all my ideas in this video, and please do consider subscribing. And to Pixonic, I say, please consider my ideas. If you don't, I still say at least you made a lot of improvements to the workshop. Much better improvements, and I thank you. Thanks, everyone. And please don't forget to leave a like and consider subscribing. Thanks. Bye.